Welcome back to Blended Family Matters, where we talk about real life, real faith, and real hope for the blended family. I'm your girl, Alicia.
What's up, y'all? It's Milo, and we're going to jump right into it. We're going to dive into something that can transform every relationship in your home. We're going to be talking about speaking the truth in love. It's not always easy, y'all.
Absolutely. Truth without love can feel harsh.
Mm-hmm.
Take it from the expert. I was a truth speaking somebody,
Mm.
not realizing that truth needs love. Because
Yes.
without love, truth can feel shallow.
Yeah.
It can feel like, oh my goodness, just like it don't even matter,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
And people will start shutting you out.
Yeah, I feel you.
Absolutely. But when you bring both of them together,
Mm-hmm.
guess what happens?
What happened?
You create a home where honesty builds connection instead of conflict.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
So I'm going to start off first, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
You sure?
You got it.
Okay.
Roll
so
with
we're
it.
going to look. We're going to do some math here, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Truth plus love equals God's communication model.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to start with our foundation.
All right.
And remember, early episodes, we told you guys our foundation was God's word and Him.
Yep.
So hopefully that's your foundation as well. So with that being said, in Ephesians 4:15, God calls for us to speak truth in love.
In love.
I did not know how to do that, y'all.
You had one part.
I had half of it, okay? And that's what I was going with. Right. I was like, the truth will set you free. And my pastor would tell me, Alicia, you have to couple it with love.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, love ain't always so warm and fuzzy. These people need the truth. And he was like, yeah, they need the truth, but they need it in love.
Right. Right.
And at first I could not fathom that, you guys. And so I really had to learn this. So when it says that truth without love or truth or love without truth, it just don't work. You got to have both of them. Right. You can't have one without the other. You know, like peanut butter and jelly.
Bologna and cheese.
Bologna and cheese.
Okay. Getting hungry now.
Okay. So one can't be without the other because both are essential. Both are necessary. This is God's model of communication.
Yes.
And because God's word and God Himself is our foundation, we're supposed to follow that.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to do. He wants our communication to look just like that. He never separates those two. If you look in His word, you're always going to, where you see truth, love is going to be right there around the corner, not too far from it. You know, He never separates the two because His truth guides us and His love covers us. So we need both of those, especially when we're communicating. You know, when we're trying to tell the truth in communicating with one another, we're trying to guide someone in the way that they need to be going.
And I think too, you're sharing something with someone, and when you want someone to receive what you're giving them, you want to give it a certain way. Yeah. Presentation means a lot. You just can't throw it at somebody.
Yes, that's good. I like that.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely. So this is what God is doing. He's inviting us to follow His model in this. Like He said in Ephesians 4:15, speak the truth, but speak it in love.
Yeah.
This is so key in blended families.
Yes.
Some things you just can't skimp on. You got to have it in blended families. This matters more than you would even imagine. Because think about it. The emotions in a blended family, they run deep. Not only do they run deep, but your past histories and your stories that will collide from time to time, you know?
Right.
And then misunderstandings happen like that. You blink and it's a misunderstanding. You be like, what happened? You know, the temperature then changed in the atmosphere. But when you bring truth and love together, guess what happens? You create a safe place for everyone to be heard, for everyone to be understood, for everyone to be valued. No one will feel like they're being left out or being less than or just not, or being just looked over.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And to that point, one of the things that we found truth did was it helped bring clarity.
Yes.
And that was so important because it helped address what's real instead of pretending everything is fine. You know how it is. I'm okay. I'm okay. And they're really not. We can go around faking it till we make it, and then we never
Yes.
make it because we've been
Mm-hmm.
faking it too long.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 12:22 says, God delights in those who are truthful.
Mm-hmm.
But like we said, that truth has to be married with love. It's got to be coupled.
Yes.
Can't be one without the other. Presentation means a lot. Honesty builds trust, and trust is the foundation of unity. We're trying to bring each other together.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to blend this thing.
Yeah.
So we have to be honest with one another and create those environments or those times where we can be honest. Truth sounds like this, for example. I felt hurt when that happened, or I need help with this, or I'm struggling, but I want to work through this. You know, or how about this? When you said this is what I heard. Things like that, kind of using your eye, not pointing at them, but you're taking on a thing whereas you're not pointing the blame finger like we talked about that once before.
Right, you're using your I statements opposed to the blame statements. Those blame statements are the yous. You know, you said this, you didn't do that, and what, you know, and then, or you questioning what a person is saying, opposed to taking account that this is how this person is feeling, and they're trying to articulate themselves to you.
Yeah.
And so they want to be understood. They don't want you to be, remember what I talked about double dutch. You know, you ready to jump in when you're in your communication.
Yeah.
Because you didn't heard something that triggered you and you'd be like, oh, I got to come back for that one.
Yeah. And that's one of the things we learned in marital counseling with our pastor was ask to bring the question back or say back to that person, what I heard you say was, that's when we talk about that clarity.
Yes.
That clarity helps you understand or make sure you heard correctly, but also lets that other person know you're listening to what they said.
Absolutely. And you want to set the tone in your relationships. And you want to set the tone in your communication.
Yes.
And that's what love does. It sets the tone.
Yes, it does.
You know, it brings down those barriers, those walls, those strongholds. But if you're just dealing with the truth by itself, it's not enough. You need that love. You got, and that's what I had to learn. That love helps people to receive the truth a little easier. You know, like that medicine that you would take that don't taste all that great. You know, whether it be cough medicine. For me, it was castor oil when I was coming up, y'all. I mean, I still have nightmares about castor oil. My grandmother would give it to me in the morning, and I'm like, I need something
to
chase this down. I need something to chase this down. But I was never sick, y'all. I was never sick. And she meant it, you know, in a loving way. She cared for me. She wanted to make sure that I was good to go as far as my health was concerned.
And that's important in the blended family.
Yes.
Because it makes a difference when everybody understands what you're doing it in love. You're not doing it out of malice. You're not doing it because you're angry. You're doing it because loving, and that's what you're talking about. Because that's one of the things that we press to implement.
Yes.
And I said press to implement. It wasn't easy. It wasn't something that's going to happen right away.
I'm telling you, I mean, I struggle with this thing. You know, when my pastor said I had to couple it with love, speak to people with love, deal with people with love. You know what I did, y'all? I went and got everything that I could find to post up around my house to remind me how to love.
Yeah.
Because I had to bring the scriptures out. Yeah. You know, and one of the my favorite ones is 1 Corinthians 13, which reminds us that without love, even the right words lose its power. Even the right words. And that's what was happening. I was using the right words, but I didn't have any love with it. I didn't couple it with love. Yeah. Because when you couple your conversations or your communication with love, back to those I statements, opposed to that blaming, that pointing the finger, deal with the three fingers that's pointing back at you. So they sound a little like this. I'm sharing this because I care.
Right.
Okay. Or I want to grow closer to you. or I'm here with you, not against you.
Right.
So understand, I'm not trying to be against you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the trenches with you, especially when it becomes about relationships.
Yeah.
So I think when you start setting the tone of your conversations, and that sets the atmosphere for your home.
Right. And when you're talking about setting that tone in love, you're talking about a gentle communication, not something that's abrasive. Gentle communication. Proverbs 15:1 says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath." And a lot of times, look, there were times that we wanted to clap back when something happened.
Ooh.
And sometimes we had to take a step back. Yeah. Even honestly, even when it came to discipline or saying something in correction, you got to make sure your emotions are not in it. And that means taking a step back. And then I'll be honest with you, for what happened with us was Holy Spirit ministering us through this thing to where we got to the point where we can start saying things because we allow the emotion to pass, and now we can say it in a way that's gentle. Because gentleness doesn't mean weakness; it means wisdom, and that's what we're talking about here. The word says, "Be quick to listen and slow to speak." So gentleness keeps the conversation open. It helps kids feel safe. It helps spouses feel heard.
Yes.
And it helps co-parents stay respectful. It can do that for you. So Absolutely. It's important to have that gentleness in there and understand it's not a thing. Here, let me say this. You're not a punk for being gentle. Let's be real about it. You're not a punk. It's just a thing where that's wisdom. I want to be able to communicate and keep this line open.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that you said reminded me of the environment that I was exposed to, or most of us was exposed to, especially cultural wise. You had that black mama syndrome. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. The way that you would communicate to your children wasn't the best, but that's what you were used to. That's what you learned.
That was your influence.
That was your influence. Yeah. And you had to, but when you get in a blended family, I'm telling you, it's so different. Even today's children, this generation that's growing up behind us, the way that they are disciplined is so different than how it was when we came up. So we're going to go back to talking about truth without love and how it can make you feel.
Okay.
Truth without love can make you feel criticized. Like somebody's being very critical of you. And who wants that?
We had a son, and we said something to him. He was like, "You always," and he felt we were criticizing him. And sometimes he probably felt that way because of the presentation.
Yeah, so this is what happens when you use these two emotions, if you will, or these two elements of communication, as far in a singular form. If you use one without the other, so if you use truth without love, it can be like criticism.
Yeah.
And then guess what? If you use love without truth, then it can feel like avoidance. Like
that's good.
Like I love you so much, even though I really need to tell you this, but I love you. You're doing it. I'm not going to deal with the issue. I'm just going to I'm going to love you through it. I know y'all heard that saying. What you mean love them through it? They still need to hear the truth.
And that's being passive. That's being passive and ignoring the issue.
Absolutely.
And that's really not love.
Absolutely. But when you combine them, you get communication that heals instead of harms. You get conversations that build bridges instead of walls. So the thing is, you want to build back to creating that environment. You want to create an environment where everyone is valued, everyone is understood, everyone can be seen and heard.
Yeah, that's
at
good.
the same time,
Yeah. So I'm gonna share a couple of practical ways to speak truth in love.
Okay.
For example, start with affirmation. I mean, there were times I had to discipline the kids.
Yeah.
One of the things I would share, we would start off with, "You're a smart child." you're very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
And then you bring the affirmation in, and then you start to work towards the issue.
Right.
Or share the truth clearly, making sure
Yes.
it's understandable. We talked about before, clarity.
Yes.
Use the I statements. We mentioned that before.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your tone gentle. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's sometimes challenging. If you feel as though you need to talk and you in your emotions, let's back away for a minute to get that under control and come back. Listen without interrupting.
Yes.
It's actually a dialogue, not a monologue.
Yes.
And you're not trying to win an argument. You're not in court.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is come together. Winning means we understand each other and we came to a conclusion and we can work together through it. And then end with reassurance. And that's one thing we try to always end with a hug, an embrace, or the guys sometimes they want that we give them the dap up or high five or something like that in their way of communicating love. It's very important.
Absolutely. And remember, timing matters. Timing is so key. Timing will make your life so much easier if you use it properly. I'm telling you, remember we shared when I was working at home, I had the daycare at home. My husband was working outside the home, and he would come in and I'm like ready for some adult conversation. So I'm ready to tell him all about my day. He like, hold up, wait a minute. I need a break. I need a minute. And then we had to communicate that to one another. Right. So then once he come home, he had his unwind time. I had my time to get all my thoughts together. So what I'm going to lay down to him when my time comes.
and here's the thing about that. It helps you it helps you coming together as the parents in the household to be on one accord, because you still got to deal with the kids.
Absolutely.
So if this isn't working, everything around it is going to be jacked up. So we got to make sure this is working. And sometimes we're going to have those times where we're going to disagree, but we got to come back together. And that goes back to that gentleness and clarity and everything we talked about previously.
And that's what it means about that, that timing. That's like when you dealing with love, sometimes that love thing you can do is wait. The most loving thing that you can do is just wait.
Yep.
Just wait until some emotions settle down.
Right.
Wait till, the person has, rested, whatever the case. Wait till you get yourself together,
Yeah.
because not just the other person, you got to get you together, because sometimes your emotions be high or your excitement be all, off the charts. So sometimes you need to get yourself together. So timing is everything. Sometimes we have things that we want to share with one another, but the timing might not be right.
Right.
And we might have to, we call it tabling it. We might have to table it for another time. It might be later on that day. It might not be. It might be another day. So timing is everything.
So if communication has been a challenge in your home, don't lose heart.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking truth in love is a skill, and skill can be learned. It just takes time. Intentionality. Just keep working through it.
Absolutely. And with God's help, His Spirit gives us wisdom, patience, and self-control. He gave us the fruit of the Spirit, y'all. Y'all better go in Galatians and read that. Every time you choose truth and love together, you're building a healthier, stronger family.
Yes.
Every time. Back to that math. That 1 + 1, it do equals 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That truth plus love does equals God's model of communication.
Yeah. One of the things we have to understand, and we had to come to a grips with it, our words carry power, has a lot of weight to it.
Yes.
We have to use them to build, not to break. Proverbs says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Yes. So when God tells you your words have a lot of weight to it, we got to be better stewards over what comes out of our mouths.
That remember those words that you speak, that you spew out. That's how God created everything. That's how He brought everything into existence. So be careful with your words. God's God
Uh-oh.
speaks to you.
You under
I know
attack?
I was under attack, y'all. I was like, woo, woo. It was a fly in here. But God speaks to us, to you and I, with truth and love.
Yes, yes.
Everything he does is always with truth and love. You know, he doesn't do one without the other. You can do the same thing for your family. Truth and love. You don't want to have one without the other because you want to make sure that you are connecting. Remember, the key is to connect.
Yeah. So we talked about nuggets. We shared quite a bit here in this few minutes we had with you. Take the nuggets, apply what works for you.
Yes.
And we would like to say thanks for joining us on Blended Family Matters today.
Yes. Share this episode with someone who needs encouragement in their communication journey. So don't just keep it to yourself. Don't gatekeep, y'all.
Blended family life isn't perfect, but it's ours and it's worth it. Yeah.
So if this spoke to you, you're part of the Fruitful Family Ministry now. So don't be shy. You have a community. You have a resource. You have someone that understands. So don't forget, like, share, and come back.
Please come back.
Come back next week.
Yes.
I know we had a little bloopers last week. I just threw it out there. We was having some technical difficulties, y'all. We both were traveling, so we didn't get it out there on time. But if you missed last week's episode, it is available on all social media platforms, along with YouTube and Apple Podcasts, I believe. Spotify. So you can catch it. Don't forget, if you want to know what we're up to, what events are coming up, because we got a blended family event coming up on October the 17th. It's going to be at the Westin Hotel at the National Harbor. So you don't want to miss out on that. You'll get to meet us in living color.
Yeah.
And living color.
And get to share because
Yes.
iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
So it will be a dialogue. It won't be a monologue.
It will not be a monologue. Yeah. So we hope to see you there. So go over to fruitfulfamily101.com and get all the detailed information. And if you don't want to just look at us and hear our voice, go read our blog.
Yeah.
Same information, maybe a little more different, a little detail oriented because we're writing it.
So until next time.
Thanks, guys, for watching.
See you next time.